Won't blaze up. Come on, blaze up.
It's a beat for me.
Wah 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 wah. For your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we are. For your boy. For your boy. Also for your boy. Fix it for your boy. Drop it for your lift it up.
Good morning. Hello. Happy Thursday. I hope you are doing well. Come on in. It looked a little blurry at first, huh? But we outside. Hello, happy Thursday. What's up? Come on in. Welcome to the morning, Joce. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Come on in. I hope you guys are doing amazing, as am I. Happy Thursday. If you're new to the channel, go ahead on and subscribe. Hit the like button for everybody. And shout out to Replay Gang. Make sure y'all drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all thought about today's show. We got a few things to discuss, but before we get into that, a few morning announcement goes as follows. First of all, Black America, y'all already know what it is. I need y'all to get into your genealogy. This is extremely important. Right now, we are in a war for our identity, and we are not trying to be erased, okay? And one of the ways that we can make sure erasure doesn't happen is for us to get into our genealogy. What is genealogy? All it is basically a family tree. Who are you and who are the people who came before you? Okay, so please, Black America, if y'all don't do nothing else, do your genealogy. Also, outside of genealogy, ground, meditation, prayer. That should be the three go-tos that everybody are doing at least every day. But if you can't, whenever you can, and you can remember, grounding, meditating, and prayer should be in your list of things to do. All three or one of the three, two of the three, it don't matter. But you need to get back close to God because he's the only person that's going to be able to save us, okay? So please, genealogy. Yes, Wild Engine Magic. Genealogy is definitely key. We got to get that genealogy, please. So now that that's out of the way, shout out to everybody in the building. If you're new, welcome, y'all. Shout out to everybody who was on Rumble last night. Who all was over there? We did a Rumble last night. Let me show you what we talked about. Hold on. Let me show you what we talked about on Rumble last night. There you go. Clive Davis. Now, this is the gang. We already know Clive Davis done croaked, right? Now, I ain't gonna hold y'all. I was expecting for us to go through the Clive Davis thing and keep it solely focused on Clive Davis. But I was quickly reminded that Clive Davis is a demon, but he's also a leader of other demons. Because what we found on Rumble last night is that a lot of these celebrities that claim to be victims of Clive Davis's, they got bodies on their hands. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that most of y'all faves done got bodies under their bags? Two of the people that shocked me was Luther Vandross. I didn't know Luther had a body. And I damn sure didn't know Left Eye had three of them. Did y'all know Left Eye had three bodies? Left Eye is responsible for 3 deaths. Did you guys know that? I think she's going to be next week. At this point in time, I feel like Left Eye should be next week because that one threw me by surprise. I wasn't ready for that one. I was not ready for that one. Baby, listen to me and listen to me good. When that man came out, when they did the, and them people said, oh, I'm not even on the wrong channel. I'm not even on the right channel. When them people said that Left Eye had unalived 3 people, well, they didn't count the third person, which was the kid out in Honduras. We know about that kid. I'm talking about the 2 before that. Apparently, Left Eye had a kid that was in a car with his mama. She parked the car on the incline, and then the car rolled back, ejecting the mama and the kid. And the kid ended up dying. Did y'all know that? I know I didn't. And it was another body she had. She got, listen, get these people down. because I need y'all to understand. I keep telling y'all about this industry. You wonder why these people is holding all these secrets, because these people got secrets just as bad as the Clive Davises of the world. And what I'm telling y'all is these celebrities is not to be trusted. And you know what I thought about last night when I got off the live, bro? I said, no wonder all them celebrities be closed mouth and very, very mums the word about what goes on in their world. They are holding each other's secrets. All of these celebrities are holding each other's secrets. And they all, I ain't gonna say all, but a large number. I would go out on a limb and say more than half of them are just as evil and just as demonic as the people they claim to be running from. I swear to God. Because all of these, man, we might have to take a week and just go through who all got bodies. Because I didn't, man. Anyway, shout out to Rumble Gang. Shout out to Rumble Gang, man. Make sure y'all pull up on Rumble. The link is in the chat. It's also on my community tab if y'all interested. Y'all, we getting back on the Rumble Game beyond the music. Y'all pull up on that. Also, y'all, you know I've been watching Harry Potter, and I'm going to get on into the show. But y'all know I've been watching Harry Potter. I only watched the first one in college because my speech teacher made us watch it for a grade. But something told me to just go ahead on and watch all the rest of them. Now, I'm on number 4. Now, I wasn't watching Harry when he was popping. But what I want to know is, how many Harry Potter movies is this nigga in? Because after Harry Potter number 1, he was damn near a grown-ass man. I'm on Harry Potter number 4, and Harry should have children down at the school. Yet and still, Harry is still at the school on the Quidditch team or the whatever. I don't know. I'm new. I'm just jumping off the porch into Harry Potter. But what I'm telling y'all is y'all done stretched Harry out for a long time. Harry is 45 years old, still at the school. And this is he is a handsome little clear boy, but he's 50 at the school. At this point, y'all stretched Harry as far as he could go. Y'all did. Y'all stretched Harry as far as he could go. I don't think Harry could go no more. But I'm on number 4 though. We'll see how I go. I'm on number 4. I'm just watching it every chance I get it. Every chance I get. Harry's getting older than me. Yeah, voice deep and all, girl. Harry got churned at the school. But you want me to believe he's still at the school? Girl, bye. Anyways, shout out to Harry Potter. Anyways, y'all come on in. We got a few things to discuss. What we talking about? Oh, y'all hit that link that's pinned to the chat if you would like to support the doll. Because, I mean, Babe is the new wave. Black Americans versus everybody. If y'all haven't caught on, I don't know what else to tell you. Okay, we are living in a time in 2026 where Black Americans are literally on an island called Turtle Island, but still on an island by ourselves. We don't have any allies. We don't have any friends. We don't even have people who like us a little bit enough to just make sure. You see what I'm saying? So with that being said, Black America, the only people we got is us. Black Americans versus everybody. Okay, and that needs to be the mindset, not to be divisive. And I don't care if the other people say it's divisive. I know that that's a scare tactic. It's not to be divisive, but to be conscious of what is going on. Like I told y'all before, we are literally fighting for our identity and survival. Because the people who came before us and some of them who walk amongst us today have literally sold our identity to the highest bidder. To all of these foreigners. I don't know if y'all paid attention to the thumbnail that I posted, but if you can see on that thumbnail, you have North America and South America, which is inhabited by Black Indians, melanated people. You got all these other countries surrounding it. The point in that is to show y'all what is actually happening. If you ever if you really paid attention to the thumbnail, I got dragons and witchcraft, because all of those things are taking place. We just don't know it collectively. Some of us are waking up. That's why we doing genealogy. That's why we tapping back in with the Most High. But for the most part, a lot of us are still lost. This is why it is imperative, like I tell y'all, that genealogy, meditation, grounding in prayer is definitely needed. But you need to understand visually what is happening. We're literally fighting for survival over here. And speaking of fighting for survival, I got to write this down. Why did this African dude go on a podcast or something and say that he went to New Orleans and New Orleans reminds him so much of Senegal because he's African and he can feel the African influence? Y'all listen to me and listen to me good. This is bigger than us. This is bigger than us staking claim on culture. This is us trying to survive. Because the more we allow all these other countries and groups of people to come over here and lay claim to what it is we create, all we're doing is helping them to erase us. I told y'all that. It's bigger. That's why every time you log in, it's another African or Caribbean swearing to God something that's American belongs to them. It's active theft. I don't think y'all quite really understand what's happening. We're literally in the middle of a stick up, Black America. We're literally in the middle of a stick up. And most of us don't even know we getting robbed. Most of us have no clue we're even being robbed. We got a whole group of us over there helping these niggas to rob us. Some of them know that they're doing it. Most of them don't. But either way, they don't even realize they are helping the enemy rob us, take our identity away, and make us them. Let me say this too. When we get into this whole thing, and I've spoken about this before, the reason why, I need y'all to look at it just like this, because this is all it is. The reason why everything a Black American creates, another person comes in from another country to lay claim to it is because of a few reasons. Number one, destiny swap. They want to be you and they want you to be them. What do I mean? They want to have a heritage and a lineage and a rich culture that can feed them for centuries on centuries. They want what you have. Even though this culture don't feed you, they know that it can feed you. So they want to destiny swap with you, number one. Number two, they need you to be them so that they can actively say that they are you. And then all of a sudden, like the same destiny swap, like I was going, all of a sudden now you don't exist. Because if I say that I'm you, then you are me. You don't have your own identity. So if I'm an African and you're an American, but I tell you all Americans come from me, then that means Americans don't exist. That means Americans are simply Africans, and that's not the truth. This is why I'm telling y'all to do genealogy. I was just watching Sinetta and Brother Jabari over there with I forget the brother name on 363 Empire. I couldn't even stand on that live for 5 minutes because all Jabari was talking about with this DNA testing. Even though Jabari knows for a fact that that is not accurate, he gets paid a lot of money to go around. Him and Sinetta, they get paid a lot of money to go around and tell Black Americans that they are African. Y'all gotta see the play. They got a lot of Black Americans that stand to make a lot of money by helping other people steal your identity. Brother Rich, that's his name, Brother Rich. There are a lot of people who have a lot of incentive and money to steal your identity. And there's a lot of Black Americans that will help them to do it. I need y'all to wake up when y'all, and let me say this too to all of y'all with the DNA testing. Shout out to y'all with the DNA testing. If you believe in DNA testing so much, I would ask that all of y'all with y'all DNA tests, go and find your genealogy. If your DNA test is correct, then your genealogy should mirror your DNA testing. For instance, I'm from New Orleans. According to his story, they want us to believe that all of the Black people in New Orleans are Haitians. So that means anybody in New Orleans, whenever they go to 23andMe or African Ancestry, Haiti need to be the top of the list of who they are. But I bet you they not, because it's a lie. You're not Haitian and you're not African. This is all a bunch of lies. And they got a lot of paid agents that are paid a lot of money to lie to you. This is where discernment comes into play. This is where discernment comes into play. Because guess what? It's a lot of people who are literally sit here to deceive you. And the only way it works is through your ignorance. And when I say ignorant, this is not a dig. I'm not trying to say you stupid. That's not what I'm saying. When I say ignorance, I mean a place of literally not knowing. I don't know. How am I supposed to know to fight for America if I don't know America belongs to me? That's the ignorance that I'm speaking of. That is the only way that these foreigners are capable of doing what they're doing. Our ignorance. And that's why I'm here Monday through Friday at the Morning Joce to help y'all to wake up so that y'all can see the play. We are literally being robbed, Black America. We are being robbed. And we're going to get into it. Y'all come on in and get the likes up on the video. We got to get into that. We got to get into Black Americans, not immigrants. Immigrants beefing with each other. Karmelo Anthony's judge refuses to recuse himself. We got New Orleans. I told y'all about that. Nolan Wells, they got evidence that came out of that. It's a lot going on with that. And then Alicia Brown, Big Tigger, Mr. Tigger, his baby mama, baby daddy done came out and he look crazier than her. We don't get into all of that. Y'all come on in and get the likes up on the video and shout out to everybody in the building. Let me read a couple of super chats. Why not? TD, thank you so much for making it rain. Shout out to you, TD. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I make it rain. I make it rain. I make it rain on them hoes. I make it rain. I make it rain on them hoes.
Thank you, TD. She says, hey, Miss Vu. Hey, TD. Love you. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you so much, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Chiefess. Thank you so much for the super chat. Says, hey, Auntie Vu, I hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. I sent you a short clip in your email about cosplaying Nigerians. I thought you may find it interesting. I'll check it out. Hi, Chiefess. Thank you so, so much. And shout out to you. And let me say this too. Somebody else sent me an email. Shout out to the sister who sent me the email who said she found an African in her genealogy. Now, this is the gag. The document that she sent me, if I can remember correctly, it was her one of the it was the census records and things of that nature. Let me just say this. Number one, I'm not saying that everybody in America have zero African. What I'm telling you is the mass majority of us have zero African. Okay. Number one. Number two, just because it's written on paper, I need y'all to go down and confirm that. Because remember what was happening during paper genocide. They were claiming us to be things that we were not. That's why a lot of our paperwork will say we're mulatto. They got some that'll say we're color. Some will say that we're slaves. It just depends on what the census enumerators were saying during the time. So please be advised, just because you find it on one document, you need to go find other documentations and trace that to make sure that that's what it is. But I'm standing on what I'm standing on. 95% of Black Americans have zero African ancestry. Zero. 95%. And I feel like I'm being generous. 95% of Black Americans have zero African ancestry. And and by the way, the thing still stands. It still stands. When y'all find these Africans, I'm gonna need y'all to go find these tribes too, until we can be linked back to actual people. And listen, don't get me wrong. It wouldn't surprise me if they just jump out the window and start pulling up tribes of people saying, oh, Black America, this your people. Because they'll do that. Listen, y'all don't understand how much they are putting into this play. This destiny swap. They will definitely go find a group of Africans to be like, look, Black Americans, here go y'all people. They'll do it. But see, the only way it's going to work is for those who don't have genealogy and have no clue of who they are. This is why I tell y'all, do your genealogy. Because see, if they come up with people, you can come back with the paperwork saying who you kin to. Who your people? Who? Hold on. I don't see that in here. Who? Let me go through my paperwork. See what I'm saying? I'm telling y'all, be mindful of that. Be mindful of that. Yeah, they're going to pay them real good. Do you hear me? Pay them excellent. Excelente. Okay? Tamiko Simone, thank you so much, beautiful, for making it rain.
I make it rain. I make it rain. I make it rain on them hoes. I make it rain. I make it rain on them hoes.
Thank you so much. She says, Voodoo yesterday with Dayton, Ohio, you the truth. They never wanted to hire black nurses in their hospitals. Good Samaritans was torn down years ago. Had the most community college. Don't want us to pass in those programs either. I quit years ago. Oh, you talking about them clear nurses who all 19 nurses who got pregnant? I could believe it. I ain't never seen that many clear nurses in my life. All them clear nurses at one hospital. The last time I seen that many clear nurses all at once was in New York, or was it Jersey after not Katrina, COVID, the other one. After COVID, I ain't never seen that many. Clear women don't even care about people like that. So for all of them to be nurses. And remember, the nurse job was once ours. Active theft. Remember, Black America, just because we focusing on these tethers don't mean we take our eyes off these crackers now. We got three eyes, really. But we got two of them. Some of us need to start going cross-eyed so we can look both ways. Does that make sense? Let's not forget, it ain't just the tethers that's destiny swapping and stealing. Them crackers been stealing and ain't never stopped, okay? Okay, now let's get into it. Y'all come on in and get the likes up. Let's jump off the porch. Why not? Get the likes up. Get the likes up on the video, y'all. We about to jump out the window. Why not? Yeah, they say that happened in VA. Let me tell you something. Them clears, man. See, they think because we over here dealing with these crackers, with these tethers, that we forgot. Oh, no, baby. We walk and chew bubble gum at the same time. Y'all notice the clears been kind of quiet, too. And they more or less falling on our side. And you know why they falling on our side? Because they already know what's about to happen. They already know what's about to happen. Now, girl, wait a minute. I got a few honorable mentions because what in the Sam Hill is going on over here? First of all, let's start with y'all auntie. Girl, why is Stacey Dash on the internet singing LL Cool J Round the Way Girl? Who the hell put these braids in this whole head? She must have let them Africans braid her hair. I could tell by how it looked. She done went let them Africans put them braids in her hair. Somebody done went down to the nearest bodega and got her a lollipop. And this whole done got into the kitchen. Chest looking like a breastplate. That whole titties look like a suit of armor, bitch. She done got up on the internet and she twerking and swinging, talking about you need an around the way girl. No, we don't. Nobody. Stacey Dash is crazy. I don't give a damn. You can look at Stacey in her face. Something ain't right with Stacey. I said what I said. Beautiful girl. But something, you know what I mean? It's like somebody's at home, but they all the way in the back. They can't hit a doorbell. Does that make sense? Something ain't right with Stacey. But anyway, I know it's some man somewhere love her down to the ground and want to stick his little bird in her. Little nasty tail niggas. Anyways, let's move on. This what I want to know. What in the world happened here? This black man apparently ate perm. I don't believe this. You can't make this up. Now, first of all, I'm a black woman who used to perm my hair, and everybody knows if you want to prolong a perm, especially after you mixed it, you put it in the refrigerator. Duh. According to this story, this lady says her husband comes to bed with ice cream. I relax my pixie and put the leftovers in the fridge. He doesn't read. How in the hell could he eat this and not know this was a perm? I don't believe this. Something in the milk ain't clean here. He must have been high as the cost of living.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation. Yep, that's me.
So now he done ate the perm and now he laid up in the hospital with swollen eyes. You're not going to make me believe this man didn't smell or take. Come on, man. Something here. Something. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what this is. And if he is that slow, your ass need a divorce. If that nigga ain't smart enough to know ice cream don't taste like poison, you need to divorce him. I wouldn't trust him to save the household. That nigga slow as a turtle. Could you imagine and you wait, it touched your tongue and you swallowed it. Yeah, you need to stay at the hospital. You need to stay right there by yourself. Something wrong with you. And pray to God while you're at it. Because something in your head ain't right. You see what I'm saying? And speaking of something in somebody's head ain't right, Barty, girl, your baby father, his accuser, has promoted or at least given up hundreds of text messages allegedly proving that Stephon Diggs was essaying him. Cardi girl, what is going on? What is really happening? I told y'all I believe these celebrities be knowing these dudes be gay. I believe it. I believe they all playing a joke and they all be knowing what's really going on behind the scenes with each other. But for Cardi to be with this nigga and then him to get accusations from another man and have rumors from other men, I believe that Stephon Diggs is gay. I believed it before then, but now I extra believe it, okay? It says Stephon Diggs' sexual assault accuser has now submitted over 100 text messages and DMs to back up his claims. It says, neighbors, this is interesting. Stephon Diggs' male sex assault accuser, Christopher Griffith, has apparently submitted over 100 pages of text messages and direct messages as evidence to back his claims. According to court documents obtained by TMZ, Griffith says that these communications, which includes text from iMessage and Instagram, prove his allegations of sexual assault that he says happened at Diggs' house. Diggs had previously claimed that Griffin failed to provide Instagram messages. Griffith countered that Diggs had access to those messages, but Stephon claimed he had been blocked, so he couldn't access them previously. Diggs had filed a defamation lawsuit against Griffith, alleging that the accuser is spreading lies. In response, Griffith countersued, alleging that he was drugged and assaulted. These niggas was smashing. And Cardi probably was right there. Y'all ready to have the conversation or no? Them niggas was smashing. You ain't never seen men have sexual assault allegations on other men. Them niggas was smashing. And it's not even up for debate. Them niggas was clapping cheeks. This is sad. And it's even worse for Barty. Now, this is the gag. Cardi's team is very smart. They already know that he about to be looking crazy, right? So what did they do with Cardi B? They sat her next to some Nigerian soccer player at a goddamn gala, and now all of the internet is telling Cardi she need to be with him. This how you know these hoes that be following the Meg Thee Stallions and the Cardi B's are trash. They just go with whatever these celebrities go with. When Cardi was with Offset, they loved him. Then when they broke up, they hated him. Then when Cardi B got every nigga Cardi B get with, they love him until the nigga play on Cardi, and then they hate him. So now this mixed breed Nigerian clone-fed child, who they call a soccer player, now they done sat him next to her on purpose. You got to know it. They sat him next to her on purpose to make sure her publicity don't go down with Stephon Diggs. Look, that's them on the balcony. Man, watch out. I know what I'm looking at. I deal in reality TV and pop culture all the time. I'm not just an educator. I am also a client of the hood, okay? And me being behind the curtain and seeing how this stuff really works, that I know for a fact that they knew that the Stephon Diggs stuff is about to go crazy, so they hurry up and put her with the soccer player so y'all won't put the two and two together. But I told y'all, I also believe that hoe is a madam, and she probably be over there making Stephon get popped in the bike. Just like I believe Rihanna over there doing with A$AP Rocky. I'm telling y'all, these people don't be what y'all think they is. At any rate, the point is this. Stephon Diggs, my love, it's not looking good for you. That man shouldn't have no text messages showing anything. Y'all was fucking. Let's move on. And that's her baby daddy. Ooh. You know, I remember this lady. I ain't gonna tell y'all her name because y'all might know her. But I remember this lady had a kid that lived next door to my grandma. And I remember this kid, I ain't gonna say his name neither, but I remember his daddy was gay. And I was a child. And I remember saying to myself, how could she have a baby with a gay man? It just, I didn't understand it. I'm just like, how? Like, in the baby daddy was, I'm talking about wrist was broke, girl. When I tell you the baby daddy used to come around now, he wasn't no punk. See, punks is them gays that be in the hood fighting the girls. He wasn't no punk. He was a gay man. There's a difference. There's a huge difference. He drove a nice car. Okay, you know who he reminded me of? Oh, girl, baby daddy off of Waiting to Exhale. When he said, last time I came in town, you had me stay with you. This time, I don't want to stay with you. Yeah. I remember that. And I kept saying as a child, I was trying to wrap my head. How can she have a baby? Because them hoes be fucking them punks. I ain't know it back then. I know now though. Y'all in the punks and the TSs. Oh yeah, did find out about that a few weeks ago too. Nasty, trifling sluts. Oh yeah, y'all just giving coochie to anybody. Y'all acting like the niggas is gone. That's big. That's big and different from me. But to any rate, to each his own. To each his own. Y'all be fucking them punks y'all call y'all friends. Say what I said. All them punks, y'all be called, oh, that's my friend, that's my brother. Yeah. That dick still work. Hello. And them punks don't be all the way punks neither. They think they slick too, but don't worry about it. Let's move on. Yeah, that be their little yays. They be messing with them people, girl. They be messing with them people and think people don't know. Just because, yay. That's how y'all be getting pregnant by them men. Y'all be messing with them men. Same way them daggers be getting pregnant by them niggas too. Y'all be acting like, oh, that's the homie. That's the partner. No, girl, get me up here. Let me say this too, because I done peeped this too. You dagger hoes, y'all think y'all slick too. Y'all getting more than the straight girls. If you got an old man and he got a dagger friend, don't trust that nigga with him. I'm telling you now, say what I said. Do not trust your man with his dagger friend. Child, look, to each his own. To each his own. But them daggers get more than the bitches. I'm telling you now. So, to each his own. Do what you want to do. I'm just saying. You think because she put the sports bra on, that coochie still don't get wet. Girl, please. Please, if it bleed, it'll do everything else. So, hello, let's move on. Oh, yeah, I done peeped all y'all. I done been peeping everything. I done been paying attention around here. And I found out all of y'all nasty. All y'all nasty. That's what I found out. I said, oh, the whole world just nasty. I couldn't believe it. Let's move on. Y'all get the likes up. Now, let's get into Bill Gates. Did y'all see Bill Gates dumped a pile of chickens? I don't know. Some of them are dead. Some of them are alive. But this is the gag. While Bill Gates kills what we think are real chickens, he feeding us the fake ones. I be eating certain stuff, and I know off the bat that it's fake. I think most cheese is fake. Most fruit are fake. Definitely most restaurant meat is fake. I don't give a damn what restaurant you go to. Most restaurant meat is fake. Olive Garden, Longhorns, Applebee's, especially Chili's. Oh my God. Talk about fake meat. Allegedly. Let me back that up. Allegedly. Okay. Conspiracy theory, all that shit fake. Most of the food that we're intaking is fake. But it looks like he's throwing away real chickens, which who knows? Let me say this too. Because see, we're going to assume that Bill Gates throwing away real chickens. What if them is messed up clone chickens? What if them is the chickens he messed up in the clone machine? We don't know. Because see, Black America want to act like clones don't exist. Not only do animal clones exist, human clones exist as well. I'm just throwing it out there. It could be clone chickens or it could be real. Either way, it's the irony of him throwing away chickens while we eat the fake meat. It says Bill Gates landfill caught dumping hundreds of live chickens where he pushes fake meat of the world or onto the world. Y'all, let's get into it.
Did we just catch Bill Gates dumping hundreds of chickens at his landfill?
Why are some of them alive?
Oh, they smell so bad.
Shocking and disturbing video spreading online. You can see a truck dumping hundreds of chickens in a landfill, and some of them walking around.
I don't see how anybody could think that was the proper way to do something.
We started asking questions, beginning with the Ohio Department of Agriculture. The agency says it's aware of the videos and investigating. Officials tell ABC6 some of the birds were not euthanized before they were transported and disposed of. The state says it has ordered retraining for workers on proper euthanasia, loading and disposal procedures.
Now, here's a shocking coincidence the media didn't report. The landfill belongs to Republic Services, and Cascade Investment owns 35.5% of the company. But when you dig deeper, you'll find that Cascade Investment is controlled by none other than Bill Gates. You know, the same guy who's invested in alternative food technologies.
About 50% of the time when I have a burger, it's one that's made with these Impossible Foods or Beyond Meat ground beef, and those have essentially no greenhouse gas emissions.
Heard that? 50% of the burgers that he's tried is made with impossible meat or fake meat. And he's Bill Gates. If he's had 50% of his burgers was fake, I say 95% of ours is fake. 99.
They improve their products, and they're quite good. I really highly recommend that people try those.
Did we just catch?
Man, watch out, bro. Let me say this. We already eating 3D printed meat. We already eating fake vegetables, fake fruits, fake everything. These beings, because I don't think that the Elon Musks and the Bill Gates or what's the Mark Zuckerberg, I don't believe that those beings are human beings. But voodoo, that doesn't make sense. Cool. I'm just telling you now. I do not believe that those are actual real people. I don't. I believe that it's something in skin suits. I don't know what it is, but I don't believe them as real people. Y'all could get on here and say, I go as far, I'm going to go all the way far. I don't believe them as real people. However, if we going to go with the move that those things or beings are people, then I guess it would make me ask you, how could a person, and I'm not saying it's impossible, but how could a person want to inflict that type of harm on a whole nation of people? I'm telling y'all, we dealing with stuff that's not people. We dealing with a lot of things that come in disguise as people. We're dealing with things that we look and think are humans, and they are not. This is not human-like to throw away real chickens when they got people who need to eat. Because real humans have something called a heart or conviction. Let me back up, because most humans don't have that in 2026. But I just don't believe that this Bill Gates character thing is a real human being. And that's why he, just like what's his name? Just like Elon Musk's job is to come here and introduce the machine. Bill Gates' job is to come in and introduce the processed or fake food. This is biblical. It's prophetic. We just put names to faces in situations, but it's literally biblical and prophetic. I'm telling you, where we wrestle not against principalities, or we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but principalities are epic. I'm telling y'all, these is not real people. They're not. Let's move on. The shit that we windmilling on, we can't see. The stuff that we are fighting in 2026, we cannot see. I'm telling you. If you can see it, it ain't probably that big of a threat. The real threats are the things that we physically cannot see or touch. I'm telling you. Let's move on. Now, who are these girls that was on Shannon Sharp? They were talking about, what's this girl's name? 50 Cent baby mama, Daphne Joy. These two young ladies were on Shannon Sharp's show, and he was asking them about how the world treats a Daphne Joy versus a Black American woman, meaning Daphne Joy could go be a slut, a whore, get penetrated in every hole she got, even the ears, and yet and still people will find value in her. People all over the world, Black people, white people, yellow people, everybody across the world will still find a level of value in Daphne Joy, which is why she could be the slut and have all of these things put out about her sex life, and then have somebody as lame as DJ Academics revive her back to being a it girl, and now she's back being popular. Now, I understand what the young ladies are saying, that, hey, as Black American women, we don't get those types of graces, because if we do it, we're done. We're never celebrated and things of that nature. And I agree. I do agree that is the case. But I would like to say for Black American women, I don't think this is something that we want. I think it's actually a great thing that Black American women are held to a higher standard. And let me tell you why. Because the reason why, number one, those women from these other cultures, rather y'all want to believe it or not, them men don't give a damn about them women. The Asian man only protects the Asian woman against other people. But between the Asian man and the Asian woman, he could care less. The African man don't give a damn about his woman. He'll sell her to the nearest bidder immediately. You see what I'm saying? The cracker hates his woman. See how we graduated? You got some don't care. The cracker literally hates his woman. He hates her. If the cracker could get rid of all the cracker women, they would. I swear to God. If you've never been around white boys, especially in the work setting, when they get mad or if they just randomly talking, I'm telling you, white men on average, not all, hate their wives. So the reason why they can go and do all of these whole stuff and come back and still be whole is because their whole was never whole from the beginning. Remember, this is about witchcraft. They just want you to believe that these women are up on pedestals, but they are not. So in my opinion, and this is just me, I don't think this is something we should want. Let them have the being able to be tore up and down and all up and down the street and still be able to be celebrated. I think what that does is keep some Black women on their toes and make sure that we ain't outside just wilding out like that, okay? Bad enough we fighting ratchet culture. I don't think us being able to just screw whoever, however, in front of everybody is going to help us at all. Okay. At any rate, let's get into the video where Shannon is asking these young girls, and they make some good points. He's asking them about the double standard between Daphne Joy and Black American women. Y'all get the likes up on the video.
The Daphne Joy situation. Do you feel like women of Black ain't no women of color? We by ourselves. I ain't including nobody else. And ain't no women of color. Come on. It's Black women. Y'all fight y'all battle because y'all ain't fight with us and we ain't fight with y'all. So Black women. Do y'all feel that they're judged more harshly about their sexuality? Because there's been situations where other women have done similar things like this, been on camera, and nobody looked at me for the worst.
I mean, for sure, I think Black women are always judged more harshly when it comes to anything that we do. A Black woman who was in that situation wouldn't be on a press run right now. If I'm being honest, some people wouldn't be inviting her on their shows. They'll be like, oh, she's a slut.
I think this just goes to show what we deal with as Black women. You know, This is no shade to Daphne. I think when you have a moment, you take it. And you do what you want to. You know, she's on Cam Newton podcast.
Yes.
You know,
Oh yeah, I can see she
put out an ad. That's an ad.
She's an attractive woman.
That's an ad. I know an ad when I see one. I'm not mad at her. That's what you're supposed to do. But seeing the reaction of people, the way they treat her, even there ain't no tapes outside of me and Drea doing nothing.
Right.
But the way people act towards us just because we talk about our dating experiences, and we get treated like, oh my gosh, you would have thought that we killed somebody's mother or something. Like, or fuck they mama. Even with like how the way they treat Megan Thee Stallion, you know, because of her lyrics or things like that. And it's like they treat us like we are just the worst thing ever. Then you have this woman who has a sex tape. She getting not one but two niggas. Ain't no, that's what you like to do, whatever the situation may be. But they're like, oh, you see how feminine she is and how soft and how beautiful and how this and that. It's just like, are y'all for real right now?
The Daphne Joy situation.
All right. Like I said, the young ladies made a lot of good points because it is a huge double standard. Obviously, Black American women can't have these type of reputations. Look at Sukiana. Look at Sexy Red. The only reason why Sexy Red was able to be invited on certain things is because she's an artist. But outside of that, the ladies are right. Black American women can't do that and be seen as put up on these high pedestals. And honestly, even though it's a disadvantage for the hoes, I think it's a good thing. Honestly, I think that it's good that we hold ourselves to some sort of standard when it comes to this. Now, I will say this. I can understand that double standard. There are a lot of Black people in America who hate themselves, who only see good in other people, who only see good in other groups of people. They have Black American people who care more about what other groups of people think more than you or themselves. And those are the people, including trolls, who probably will love on Daphne Joy and hate on one of these young ladies. You know what I'm saying? And them people, you gotta let them. You can't, you can't let them kind of people get in your head because that's what their whole purpose is. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, like I said, they made points. But I think that it's good that we don't have those standards. That we don't get celebrated. Well, we do get celebrated for being ratchet. But when it comes down to the real whole stuff, we don't get celebrated for that. And shout out to Diddy. Because if it was anybody he would have slutted out, it should have been a foreign woman, not his own. Shout out to Diddy. Diddy did us all a favor. He slutted out a foreigner, as he should. Slut him out. Okay? Now let's move on. And plus this Daphne Joy situation, one thing about her, because she's Asian, she'll be able to get her a clear rich man, a Negro rich man, or Asian rich. It don't matter. She'll be all right. She'll be just fine. She's a slut and men love hoes. Everybody know that. Girl, please. Men love hoes. They just don't like to say it out loud. Duh. That girl, man, listen. Daphne Joy, that whole DMs probably went crazy after all of that stuff went down with Diddy. You would be surprised. The people who be in front of you saying she nasty, she trifling, but be behind the scenes. Hey, Daphne, I saw your pictures today. You looked very beautiful. I just want to tell you that you're gorgeous. Yay. You the main ones. That's why I don't She did them be the main ones. Hey Daphne, I just love Chinese New Year. Bitch, what? That girl ain't even Chinese. The fuck? I'm just saying, men love hoes. They do. That's why you need to be a hoe in the bedroom. Just in the bedroom. How the lady said, you can be a cook in the kitchen, a lady in the streets. You can't show your teeth to every guy you meet. Yeah, come on now. Betty Wright told us. Let's move on. Because Betty Wright told us what to do. And speaking of telling us what to do, and this is the last one before we get into the show. Candy Girl is just itching to be a dagger. Oh, baritone Burris, girl. Just come on out, girl. Just come on out. I mean, I am of confusion. Just come on out, girl. We already know you love coochie. We know that. We waiting on you. The door to the closet done blew off. We waiting for you to come out, girl. What is you What are you waiting for, Candy? Candy Baritone Burris What is it that you need from us? This is a genuine question. What do you need from us to make you comfortable to come on out? We all know all them hoes up there eating coochie. We ain't mad. Why? What do you need? Let's get into Candy. Oh my God. So Candy, I don't know why she shares these things. I think it's because subconsciously she want a feminine gal to come over there and let her overtake her. You know, Candy seemed like one of them girls that be in the dominatrix. You know what I'm saying? With a little funny tail self. Let's get into it. It says, Candy shares a recent debate where a man said all men with money are going to have other women. Now, you know, Candy couldn't wait to slide in on this. Now, you know, Candy is a woman, a dagger, yet and still a woman, allegedly. On the dagger part, not the woman part. Allegedly on the dagger part, okay? And Candy makes a lot of money. And Candy has had every bitch that done walked up and down the ATL streets. Do you hear me? Allegedly. Allegedly. Candy done had all 32 flavors of the Bootylicious bubblegum. Do you hear me? And Candy feels like, yeah, I'm not a man, but I done had more hoes than these niggas. You see what I'm saying? And Candy wants to know if the rule still applies to her. Meaning, just because Candy makes all the money, can Candy have hoes like the niggas? That's what Candy want to know. Let's get into the tweet. She says, having a debate with my friends, and this guy said all men who have money are going to have other women, and we would have to accept that. So, of course, I'm like, well, what happens when a woman has all the money or has money as well? He says a woman like you, meaning me, has to accept that or act like a man. Candy like that part, act like a man. Candy want to be the nigga. You know, that's why her and her husband done broke up. Candy want to be the nigga of the relationship. Candy girl, you didn't need confirmation from that man. You've been doing this for 20 years. You didn't need confirmation from that man. Go and be the man you want to be, Candy. I actually want to advocate for Candy going to be the man she want to be. Yes, I am. You know, at the end of the day, this could be your destiny, Candy. You have come out of the womb with a baritone voice, and you know your octave has always been lower than most. So at this point, I feel like this is destiny. Come on out, Candy. And I think that all of y'all should embrace Candy for being the man she wants to be and have all of y'all hoes. And you know the old hoes in Atlanta, whenever they get towed up and towed down through them niggas, they go dagging and all of that. So Candy is waiting on all of them. Shout out to Candy, bro. Listen, Candy girl, the door to the closet done blown off. Come on out, Fefe. Come on out. Come on out. It's fun out here. Come on out. Come outside. We ain't gonna jump you, girl. Come on. I swear to God, we ain't gonna jump you. Come on out. Come on out, Candy. And mark my word, watch Candy come out as a full-time dagger. Watch. Watch. Candy gonna come out as a full-time dagger, and y'all know what I'm gonna be here saying. You got to know what I'm gonna be here saying, right? You got to know what I'm gonna be here saying.
I told y'all niggas. I told y'all niggas. Y'all thought I was playing, but I told y'all niggas.
Candy girl, come on out, Faye. Come on out, girl. Come on out. Now let's move on. Get the likes up on the video. And girl, listen, they say a scissor test. Candy need to stop though. She really do need to come out. I don't know if she think we're not going to accept her. She gotta know. We gonna accept you, girl. Come on now. Come on out, Candy. The people waiting on you. It's a lot of daggers out here waiting to be seen with you in public. And you playing. Hello? Not a lot of daggers waiting to see you in public. Hold on. Now let's get into this Big Tigger situation. OM. What done happened? So, oh Lord, I'm not gonna do too much backstory on Big Tigger because we already know Big Tigger was married to this crazy bitch. And the bitch done went around and said that he done popped her upside the head. Whole time we find out Big Tigger ain't popped that lady. That lady is crazy as a roll lizard. Let me get her up here. Well, once the tape dropped, once the tape dropped, and we saw that the bitch was crazy, We all was like, okay, it's done. Well, then they said that this lady was wanted for kidnapping. So apparently she has 3 kids. Oh, and let me show you this. I was random the other day, and I just randomly seen Big Tigger online with the baby pictures from the girl. Hold on. Girl, it was a random on my timeline. You know the internet is messy AF. Random on my timeline, I saw a video of Big Tigger celebrating the birth of the child. I see, and I got to see who the kid was saying, Mr. Tigger, Mr. Tigger. I can't find it, but either way, we already seen this is going on. I'll pull it back over here so y'all can see. So Big Tigger's wife or ex-wife, soon to be ex-wife, had came out and said that he was in there abusing her, but it turns out she's just crazy. Something is wrong with that hoe in her head. You see what I'm saying? And she started beating her own self up and making the world believe Big Tigger was beating her up. But they say she been crazy because apparently her kid, she has a child who had gone missing for years. Talking about the police and everybody was looking for her and the kid. Couldn't find the kid. Then they finally found her and arrested the baby mama. Now, apparently this ain't the kid that she has with Big Tigger. This is another kid for another man. And we're going to get into that. But apparently she had been gone missing with this kid for years and they couldn't find her. The police finally caught up with her and arrested her, or at least issued a warrant if I could remember correctly. And she's now facing those charges. Something is mentally wrong with this lady. And I mean like clinically. Like something might really, yay. So I want to get into a little bit of the baby father. So y'all know, look at Tasha K. This, Look, this an old one though. It says wife Alicia Brown's daughter vanished and no one is looking for her, but her real father, that's on the phone. So here's an older video from 4 weeks ago. And I guess, well, this person posted it 4 weeks ago, but this is an old video from the baby daddy of Alicia Brown. Now he's the father of the kid that went missing. Let's get into what he had to say.
To the highest bidding child pornography buyer online.
Wait.
The third one was now.
Wait.
I was selling them to the highest bidding child pornography buyer online. The third one was now I'm just outright molesting my daughter. For the fourth, I'm sorry.
What?
Okay. So now you got another case on you. So what happens with that case?
So CPS opens up their investigation. They take custody of my daughter and they place her in foster care. So now, she's not deemed to be with mom. We have to investigate dad. So they take all allegations as if it were true until they're debunked. So they removed her from my care, debunked the allegations. And when it was time for her to be returned to my care, that's when she vanished.
So she just took the baby and left. And then now you have not seen your daughter since that.
I believe I was selling them to the highest bidding child pornography buyer online.
So he's making allegations that he believes she was selling her daughter to child porn online. What? And then he said, if I could recall correctly, that he allegedly possibly had charges. What in the world is happening here? How could Big Tigger procreate with a woman who's got these sort of attachments? You can't tell me Big Tigger didn't know about none of this. She was saying this about him. Okay, they said no, she was saying, oh, okay. So they're saying that she was saying that the baby daddy was trying to molest her daughter. Got it, because it cut off. It started right there where it cut off. So, okay, the baby daddy was telling Tasha K that Alicia Brown was going around telling people that he molested the daughter. But he also did say that they had to do investigation to see if he could get the baby, but the baby ended up in foster care. Oh, hell no. I ain't lying. Look at it. He said it. He said that let me run it back.
The third one was now I'm just outright molesting my daughter. For the fourth, I'm sorry.
Okay. So now you got another case on you. So what happens with that case?
So CPS opens up their investigation. they take custody of my daughter and they place her in foster care. So now she's not deemed to be with mom. We have to investigate dad. So they take all allegations as if it were true until they're debunked. So they removed her from my care, debunked the allegations, and when it was time for her to be returned to my care, that's when she vanished.
But okay, so he's saying that she made allegations that he was messing with the baby, and then when they did an investigation on her and him, they ended up debunking her allegations. But when it was time for her to bring the baby back, she kept the baby. That's what I'm getting. This is insane.
You have not seen your daughter since that.
I believe I was selling them.
So that would mean that whenever the investigation was up, she must have ran down to CPS or wherever the foster care system. She must have ran down there first and went got the baby. So then that means the baby was in her custody. That's the only thing I could think of. But this is nasty and disgusting. She done put allegations on the boy that he molested the kid so that she can kidnap the kid. And this is who Big Tigger had a baby with? We got to go back to selective breeding, bro. We got to. Now, let's get into this interview. This is a more recent one. It says, after the news of Alicia Brown's arrest last night, we wanted to bring Aaliyah Brown's father, Darrell Williams, back on the show. As a reminder, this is a heartbreaking story of a father who has spent the last 7 years searching for his daughter. While Alicia Brown's arrest marks a significant development, Darrell says this journey is far from over. He finally has the news he's been waiting on, but the search doesn't end until Alicia Brown is safely back home with her dad. Let's keep the main thing, finding Aaliyah Brown. I'm sorry. Let's get into it. This is a lot.
All day, Joe Claire. He is the father of Aaliyah Brown, who, of course, has been missing for the last 7 years. What happened when you got the call last night? Because, of course, you weren't expecting it. You got a call from the detective. And what did they say to you?
When I got the call, he just basically told me that they had her in custody.
Wow.
And you got a phone call because they had her in custody because of your case, correct?
Yes.
Alicia Brown was taken in on outstanding kidnapping-related warrants out of Maryland and by the Fulton County Sheriff's Office on felony charges of interference with child custody. Was Aaliyah Brown in the car with Alicia when she was arrested last night?
So they haven't located Aaliyah yet. They're still, searching and doing the investigation there.
Do you have confidence that Aaliyah physically is okay?
No, she's alive. She's definitely alive. I can confirm that. I've always known that. I've always known pretty much what was going on. To be honest with you, I hated it had to be who they have in custody because that's still her mom. And, all of this was for nothing. All of this was for absolutely nothing.
Wow.
I just want to take the time and thank everybody that ever, over this 7-year process, shared the hashtag to find Aaliyah Brown. Anything that you posted about my daughter, it's really because of you all that I'm at this point.
What do you want your daughter to know when she hears this?
I just hope you understand that no matter who this was, they would have treated this the same way. You do not just take a child from another parent and go about like it's okay. This is not okay. This is actually against the law. So in time, I hope you can understand that this is the truth, and I'll still miss you. I can't wait to see you. And I just hope you understand everything that might be going on because I know it's a lot. And I'm sorry that your name is circling around so much for this instead of things that you're actually good at and talented at. But I pray we can just start on a good foot. And I'm waiting, and I'll be here, and I'm willing to go at whatever pace you want to go. I miss my daughter.
My man.
Darrell Williams, I'm so proud of you for just keeping up the good fight. I know there's no other option for you. Please keep us posted. And we are praying for Aaliyah's safe return home very, very soon.
Thanks again for having me. And again, I want to thank everybody for your assistance. Like I said, I wouldn't have gotten this much attention without everyone's help. So I really appreciate it. I'm a little lost for words and kind of disheveled a little bit, but I really appreciate it.
We wanted to bring Darrell Williams on.
So that was the dad of Aaliyah, who is the kid who was missing. Now, according to reports, this kid has been missing for years. And I just don't see how Tigger didn't know about this. Maybe he didn't know to this extent, but then again, I don't see how he didn't. Maybe, I don't know. But let this be a lesson to y'all. Y'all know how y'all be meeting people, because I've always been like this. If I meet somebody who got kids and they have a kid, let's say, for instance, I meet a guy and he said, I got 3 kids. But if he don't see one of them kids or all 3 of them kids, it's a wrap. Or let's say I know a girl who got kids, 3 baby daddies, and she don't have no contact with none of them. Something in the milk ain't clean, bruh. These are questions that y'all need to be asking. You mean to tell me you got 3 baby daddies and none of them niggas around? What happened, girl? You mean to tell me you got 3 kids and no baby daddies nowhere? Girl, what is going on? You mean to tell me you got 3 kids and all you do is just pay the child support? You don't be over there? Oh, hell no. You see what I'm saying? I'm different like that. I ask these questions and I talk like this when I'm dealing with people. Rather we on some friend stuff or we on some dating stuff. Because what you not going to do is be around me on no abusive shit with no churn. And no neglect or none of that. I don't play like that, especially with innocent kids and they can't fend for themselves. The moment a nigga tell me I got kids and one of them I don't see, rap, you're done. It's a wrap, my guy. But I'm saying all that to say, when Tigger got with that girl, he should have been questioning who is her daddy and where he at. I would have questioned that. And that's something you all should be questioning. Because even if he ain't worth a dime, I ain't gonna lie, it kind of gives a little bit, not much, into the type of pattern, if it is a pattern that the young lady could have. But either way, this is who Big Tigger decided to marry. This is who Big Tigger decided to procreate with, and here we are. Now, you didn't have to resign from your job and everything because this bitch is literally crazy. It might be his karma. Either way, they hadn't found the little girl. We'll keep her in our prayers. He said that the baby is safe, though. He said the baby is alive and the baby is safe, so that's good. He's just trying to get to her. She must have had the baby hidden out, huh? What in the world? Now, I want to get into this Karmelo Anthony bit. Now, y'all know Thumbhead. What's that boy name? Girl, Benjamin Crump. I believe he's an African. I do not believe he is a Black American at all. Benjamin Crump is the new Al Sharpton. He is the go-to guy for all social civil rights situations. So anytime something go wrong with any niggas and it make headlines, here come thumbhead ass Ben Crump to act as if he's working on behalf of the family. But all he is a glorified ambulance chaser. He is Al Sharpton Jr. He ain't no different. He ain't no real nothing. He's just there as a distraction. Okay? Every time I see his name attached to something, I know to go way the other way. So when I saw Benjamin Crump is attached to Karmelo Anthony, I already knew that this is about to be a political circus and a bunch of bull. Because it just is what it is. This is all about to be a big old media circus and a whole bunch of bull. Okay? At any rate, part of what happened was with Karmelo Anthony, after he was found guilty for murder, even though I believe it was self-defense, after he was found guilty of murder, he had he got rid of the team that he had, and then the NAACP and a bunch of civil rights attorneys jumped on board. Immediately, I knew this was cap, and I knew this was trash. So now that they are on board, they also invited what's his name? Benjamin Crump on board. And part of the things that they were asking in this appeal is they wanted a new trial with a new judge. So they sent them paperwork to ask the judge to recuse himself. To recuse yourself basically means to get the hell on. And the judge said, hell no. The fuck? Remember, this is Texas, baby. This is the deep, deep South. I need y'all to understand that. This ain't Kansas, baby. This ain't New York. This ain't Philly. This ain't Baltimore. This is the deep, deep South. And one thing a cracker do in the South, especially a cracker with some sort of position, one thing he gonna do is make sure a nigga don't make it. I'm telling you what I know, not what I think. Okay? So when these new NAACP civil rights lawyers came in and tried to get this judge to recuse himself, the judge told him to kiss the whitest part of my ass. And that's what he did. So we're going to get into that. I will say this. Like I told y'all, this whole Karmelo Anthony is a media circus, and it is going to be a push used for the political season coming up. It's coming. They're already in the works. That's why they hurry up and sent the NAACP and all them civil rights attorneys over there. They're going to use Karmelo Anthony to get y'all to vote for the Democrats. Duh. It happens all the time. I don't even see how y'all haven't caught on yet. All you political people, I don't understand how you haven't caught on yet. They don't never even switch the play up. They literally take the same play, wash, rinse, repeat, and it works flawlessly. I just be sitting here saying like, this, I must be in the twilight. This can't be real. It can't. But y'all fall for it every 4 years. At any rate, they're setting this Karmelo Anthony case up, like I said, for the Democrats and for the next election cycle. And that's why they put all them people on it. But I want to show y'all the video where the people are asking, or they've asked the judge to recuse himself or herself. And the judge said, hell no. It says exclusive Karmelo Anthony update. Judge declines to recuse himself, refers motion to district's presiding judge after the gavel. It says docket diva exclusive. Judge Roach just said he ain't leaving that bench for nobody. The presiding judge over Karmelo Anthony's case responded to the motion to recuse that was filed by his new team on Tuesday, July 7th, filed alongside a motion for a new trial that remains sealed. Roach had two options, one on the form. One, recuse himself, or decline and refer it to the presiding district judge. He checked decline, which now sends the recusal question to Judge Ray Wellis, who's probably his people, presiding judge of the First Administrative Judicial Region, to assign a new judge to hear it. This signed order obtained by Docket Diva hasn't been reported anywhere else. What does it mean for this case? I break it down on my YouTube and Substack. Click link in the bio. All right, so let's get into the judge not recusing himself. Oh, and by the way, y'all probably thinking, well, it's cool. They're going to send it up to another judge, and the next judge going to be fair. No, duck, duck, goose. You know, it kind of reminds me of this Nolan Wells situation. You know how one of them kids, they mama a judge? We're going to get into that here in a second. And then how in any of these other circumstances where clears just do what they want, they always be having ends to the right people in politics. Y'all haven't caught on yet. This system, Black America, I'm only talking to you. This system that you believed in is not designed to help you. As a matter of fact, the entire purpose of the very system you believe in is to keep you down. But you still believe in the system, Santa Claus. You still believe in the system, Tooth Fairy? I don't get it. But anyway, I ain't trying to burst nobody bubbles. Let's get into the judge not recusing himself. And how much y'all want to bet when they send it up to the next judge gonna back him? How much y'all want to bet? Let's get into it, y'all. Get the lights up.
I'm sorry. The motion to recuse and the motion for new trial were both filed. Well, this is breaking news. Judge Roach has responded to the referral. Has responded to the motion to recuse and has decided to basically decline to remove himself from this case. From this case. And he's asking for Judge Wallace, I'm sorry, I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly, to assign a judge who's neutral. Usually this judge will be in appeal.
Pause. Before we move on, I need y'all to remember this judge was appointed, because remember, they had another judge that they got out the paint, and then they put this judge on the case on purpose. That means that this judge, Judge Roach, the one who don't want to recuse himself, is probably in on it. And it also means if he's in on it, he's got a whole line of motherfuckers in on it too. So when the NAACP and the civil rights people come and say you need to recuse yourself or send it up to a neutral judge, that neutral judge is just as worse as this one because they all go golfing and screw each other in the booty and things of that nature on the weekends. Y'all just, God, I wish that y'all just, I just wish that y'all could see this stuff for what it actually is. Because if you did, it would really make you upset. But again, we have a bunch of us who still believe in the very system that was created to keep us down. So they're going to go up to the next judge and then they're going to get disappointed again. And then what's going to happen? Black America is going to come back to the internet and cry, emotional, energy harvest, because we can't get a fair trial. I keep telling y'all, you're not going to get a fair trial in a system that was created to never give you a fair trial. I don't understand how y'all not seeing that. Let me get to the next clip. So here's the docket. A motion to recuse having been presented to me in the above styled numbered case, I respectfully, and he clicked decline to recuse myself, request the presiding judge of the first administrative judicial region, to assign judge to hear the motion to recuse. So he signed it. He said what he said. He said what he said. He ain't going nowhere. And the judge that's over him gonna make sure he ain't going nowhere. Remember, they put him there. Remember, they literally picked him up and put him there. You think because you the NAACP, especially in Texas, I don't know if y'all know this about history. Texas hated them NAACP civil rights niggas. Did y'all know that? I don't know if y'all know that. See, 2026 like to tell you something different. But the state of Texas did not rock with this civil rights bullshit. They did not rock with Martin Luther King or none of them niggas. They didn't want nothing to do with that. The state of Texas is probably one of the only states that has always given the NAACP and the civil rights people the two middle fingers. I don't think people understand that. So we're thinking, oh, it's the NAACP. They got weight. They're going to be able to come in. They ain't going to be able to do a goddamn thing. At any rate, we'll keep our eyes on it. How much you want to bet that judge ain't going nowhere? I put my neck on the chopping board. That judge ain't going nowhere. And if he do go somewhere, they going to replace him with somebody else they know. What's up? Man, y'all different. Let's move on. Now I want to get into Nolan Wells since we on Young Boy.
Appeal. I'm sorry.
Let's get into Nolan Wells. We got an update on his case. Again, let me tell y'all this. I'm going to keep telling y'all till I'm blue in the face. I'm not about to keep advocating for a lot of Black Americans who love crackers. I'm not doing that. I'm not. If you love the cracker that much, I got to let you go. I'm not. And I'm not saying that Nolan Wells did, but I see it's a conversation happening on social media where it's a lot of Black. Well, and this is the gag. You got white people on social media telling you don't trust white people. White people on the internet telling niggas don't go on boats with other white people. Yet and still, they got other so-called Black Americans on the internet telling us that we tripping. You can't make this shit up. With that being said, all you niggas who love swimming in milk, whenever you swim in milk and one of them crackers drown you, just take your L, bruh. Take your lick. I'm not trying to save nobody who don't want to be saved. That's insanitary. Why would I do that? Okay? So if y'all insist on loving these crackers and y'all insist that y'all can trust them, that's fine. But whatever happens, take your lick. That's what Nolan Wells need to do. And I'm not saying again, I'm not saying that he was warned and he said F y'all. That's not what I'm saying. But I understand the mentality of some Black people in the deep South. Now we done went from Texas with Karmelo. Now we over here in Mississippi, Ocean Springs to be exact. And in Mississippi, white people are still as racist as they were when they hung goddamn Emmett Till. They still hanging people in Mississippi in 2026. I don't understand what y'all not getting. In the states of Texas, Georgia, Louisiana, Mississippi, probably Arkansas, they still hanging niggas. What part y'all miss? But we supposed to trust them all. Okay, girl. Not only is Thumbhead on Karmelo's case, now he's on Nolan Wells' case as well. Now, Nolan Wells, the young black kid who went on an island trip with his Clear friends and never came back. Now, the Clear kids have since lawyered up. One of the kids' mother is a judge. We're going to get into that. And the judge immediately came out and put out a statement and said, my child ain't had nothing to do with that. As a matter of fact, Nolan went missing. We don't know what's going on. Didn't I tell y'all, these don't just be no regular, average, everyday crackers that y'all be dealing with. They be part of secret societies. They be having all kinds of stuff that you have no clue about because you just walking blind. So now here it is. It just so happened them boys, some of them boys who was out here have parents who are very, very well respected and in high places in Mississippi. Oh, and by the way, if you think y'all gonna come down here on some Mississippi burning type shit, good luck. I wouldn't even suggest it. I'm gonna be real. It ain't worth it. Let's get into this update on this Nolan Wells case. It says cops investigating Nolan Wells' death reportedly find no evidence of a crime. Well, what do you know? No way. So they find no evidence of a crime at this time. Family hires attorney Ben Crump as they continue to seek answers. Lord have mercy. Neighbors, the investigation into Nolan Wells' death is still ongoing as authorities say they have not found evidence of a crime yet. If you recall, the 18-year-old was found dead after disappearing during a 4th of July trip to Horn Island in Mississippi. Jackson County Sheriff John Ledbetter told TMZ that detectives have interviewed several of Nolan's friends and other witnesses, and everything gathered so far indicates that no crime has taken place. However, he noted that the investigation remains active and the assessment could change if new evidence comes to light. One focus of the evidence or the investigation is a video that appears to show a group of people arguing on Horn Island near where Nolan's body was found. I showed y'all that yesterday. The sheriff said investigators are working to determine what happened in the video and whether it is connected to Nolan's death, but they do not have an answer at this time. Meanwhile, Nolan's family has retained powerhouse attorney Ben Crump as they continue to seek answers. You already know this is some political bullshit too. So now they got Karmelo and they about to use Nolan. Now we got two trials and 2 cases to get you niggas back on the Democratic plantation. Now, who is this? I want to thank our family and friends, United Cajun Navy, local law enforcement, and everyone involved for all the love, support, resources over the last few days. His father, our family and friends are absolutely devastated. My heart broken for my sweet son, who was always willing to cheer and uplift others. Nolan was a special soul. God took his time creating our son. I ask that you please give me and my family time to grieve. So that's Nolan's mother and what she had to say. Such sweet words to say about her baby. This is what we dealing with. This is so far. So now they got Ben Crump. And y'all remember when we looked at the Carmelo Anthony case, even his father said that basically he was doing what he was told. So what does that mean? Whenever these tragedies happen, it seemed like these families are immediately bombarded with people. I don't know who these people are, or people who are telling them what to do, what to say, what they can and can't do, and what they can and can't say. So it seems to me like they probably ran up on Nolan Wells' parents too and was like, hey, you need to get Ben Crump. And they probably did because most parents have never gone through things like this. Now let's get into one of the kids. Remember I told y'all one of the kids' mother is a judge? You can't make this shit up. One of the children who killed Nolan Wells has a mother for a judge, and she immediately released a statement as soon as all of this shit went down, saying that her son made a decision to stay on the island and return inland later with another group of friends. So she's basically taking her son out of the picture altogether. My girl said, yeah, he went with them, but he wasn't with them. My child was over there with his other friends. Keep him out of it. And she a judge. Let's get into it. These is the people y'all dealing with. I'm telling you, you think it's just the cracker standing in front of you a lot. Not all. You can tell the ones who ain't got no resources, but you can tell the ones who do. These people are related to judges, doctors, lawyers, police, everybody that's in positions of power to make sure that these things can go off without a hitch. Let's get into it. It says Jackson County Sheriff or Jackson County Chancery Court Judge Ashley Cole, the mother of one of Nolan Wells' friends who was with him on Horn Island on July 4th, has broken her silence following days of online speculation surrounding the 18-year-old's death. In a public statement, Cole said her son Warren fully cooperated with investigators after being interviewed by the Jackson County Sheriff's Department. She said she last saw Nolan at around 3 p.m. on 4th of July and that their group left the island approximately 4:30 p.m. and their boat began taking on water due to a bilge pump issue. What? Their group left that, I'm sorry, wait, go back. She said she last saw Nolan at around 3 p.m. on 4 July and that their group left the island at approximately 4:30 p.m. after their boat began taking on water due to a bilge pump issue. Cole, she's saying they came back in early because they both was having issues. Okay, it says Cole wrote, that's the mama, Nolan made a decision to stay on that island and return inland later with another group of friends. She also said neither she nor her husband were on Horn Island that day, denied any attempt by her family to interfere with the investigation, and explained that she deactivated her Facebook account, to protect the privacy and safety of her 6 children amid intense online attention. Authorities have said that they have not found evidence of foul play, obviously, or a crime in Nolan Wells' death and are awaiting toxicology results as the investigation continues. Now, we did hear a kid come out yesterday and say that all of those kids had a drug issue. He didn't say what kind of issue, what drug, but he did say they all partake in substance. Now, what I would like to know is, I know they're going to test the body. Are they going to test them boys? Because at the very least, very least, they were intoxicated on the boat, and that's a DUI. At the very least. Okay? That's a DUI. It don't have to always be liquor for the people in the bike. If you smoke and you get on the boat, that's a DUI. If you drink and you get on the boat and you driving that bitch, that's a DUI. If you pop a perk and you drive the boat, that is a DUI, driving under the influence. Okay? So at the very least, these boys, because it's been known by everybody who knows anybody that they always over there partaking in drugs. And this is another thing too. As a person, I used to be a water girl on the football team. I thought the football team be getting drug tested. Maybe it's random. Don't get me the line. But how can they be on the football team taking drugs? They don't do random drug tests on the teams no more. But then again, let me back up. This a white school. Different strokes, different folks. My bad. I don't know what I was tripping about. This a white school where them people do what they want. It's different. Either way, I just find it odd that one of those kids have a mama who's a judge and hurry up and literally placed her son away from the scene of the crime. I believe that these kids killed this young boy on purpose. I believe that this was a ritual. I believe that this was a sacrifice. And I believe that their parents are also in on it. I believe that these kids planned this. I believe that their parents were in on the planning, even the police. I believe that this thing goes so far deep that we don't even want to talk about it. I believe that. I don't know it to be true. I believe it. I believe if we really started peeling back the layers on this onion, we'd be surprised. But Benjamin Crump done caught another body to bring to the political. When is the midterms? Ain't the midterms coming up? Yeah. So he done caught him another body for black people to go back to the Democratic plantation. I'm telling y'all now, be careful in these streets. And if you trust first of all, I don't trust nobody. I don't give a damn what color they is. But I damn sure don't want to be the only black person in the sea of clears. I never did. But if you trust them enough to believe that nothing is going to happen to you, that's fine. But if it does, I need y'all to just eat that. Take your licks. Don't come back to the community crying, oh my God. Don't use your child or the person as a martyr. We're not going to martyr their death. No. Y'all love them crackers that much? Good. My grandma used to say this about niggas who sold drugs. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. You live by the cracker, you die by them. There you go. Especially in the state of Mississippi. I don't give a damn if you born and raised in Mississippi. How could you trust a white person from the state of Mississippi, Louisiana, Georgia? Florida, the Carolinas, Virginia. How y'all really, like, with all y'all heart? Y'all trusting these people with all y'all hearts? Oh, that's big. Let's move on, child. Let's move on. I'm scared of y'all, child. I'm scared. I am afraid of y'all. I don't, yeah. Like I said, I'm not from Mississippi. Mississippi next door. But I know everything about Mississippi because it looked just like Louisiana. And it looked just like Georgia. And it looked just like Alabama. I know what it looked like. I'm from here. I ain't grew here. I ain't flew here. I grew here. I know what the South do. I know the South like the back of my hands. Okay? Now, let's move on. Y'all get the likes up on the video. Let me read a couple of more super chats. And shout out to everybody in the building, bro. Oh, Lord. I hate when this thing does this. Get the likes up, and then we're going to get into some real tea, some education on why we're here, okay? Hold on. What you cooking? Thank you so much for the super chat. Says, hey, boo, I enjoyed your Rumble yesterday. Thank you. And shout out to the gang. Shout out to the Rumble gang. Shout out to everybody who came to Rumble. We did do a show yesterday. Let me pull it up. We did do a show yesterday on Clive Davis, and I talked about it at the beginning of the stream. We also found out that Clive Davis is not only a demon, but a lot of these people in the industry are demons as well. And most of these people got bodies. So if y'all don't know about it, make sure y'all pull up on Rumble, Voodoo Doll TV. Y'all pull up on Rumble. It's free app. It's a free app. I don't think you have to have the app, but it is free. Y'all pull up over there and go check out the Rumble game. We do Beyond the Music over there. So make sure y'all pull up on that. Thank you. What you cooking? I appreciate you, beautiful. Thank you. Diva, thank you so much for the super chat. Says Nolan is an anchor baby of African father and Asian mother. Not our problem. Black American family. Hashtag babe. There you go. So he a tether? Crazy work. Thank you, Diva. Miss Sip, thank you so much for being a member for 17 months. Says, hey, boo, I live in Mississippi Gulf Coast. I'm on ST is a bunch of white men and with boats. A majority have offered to take me out. I quickly say no. I get seasick. Yeah. Let me tell you. It's a boat in the middle of water. If the further out it goes, the more you probably won't be ever seen again. I don't know. No, bitch, we don't need to get on no boat. Come on this land. Yay. You want to talk to me? Come on, meet me down here at the Applebee's, bitch. We gonna sit down at the bar in front of all of these people. No, I don't want to get on no goddamn boat. Nigga, the fuck? No, I don't want to get on no boat. What I look like getting on the boat with you? Who I look like, the Little Mermaid? No. Meet me down at the Chili's. If you want to talk, we're going to talk at Chili's. And we're going to have a happy hour at the Mexican restaurant. We ain't doing all of that. What we getting on the boat for? Girl, y'all is crazy. And it be people who don't know how to swim too. Not that it matters in most large bodies of water, but still. It be people who don't even know how to swim. I'm different. I'm with y'all. I'm not getting on no boats. I'm with Diva. Don't ask me to go on no boat. Hell no. nigga. The fuck? No, I don't want to get on no goddamn boats. Boat these nuts. Love is wisdom. Thank you so much for being a member for 19 months. Says this remind me of the Murdochs in South Carolina. The son was involved in a boating accident that killed someone. His family were judges. Ooh, I remember that. I remember that. Wasn't his daddy? Wait, if this the same? Wasn't this on Netflix or something? Yeah, and the daddy was a judge, and they turned out that was behind some spiritual shit too. They was doing rituals then too. I remember that. That was on Netflix. If I think, yeah, the Murdochs. Hold on, I gotta make sure now. That was them. The Murdoch family. Yeah, that was them. That's them. And the daddy was a judge. And the boys was out there being Michael Myers. Yeah, girl. Child, listen. Art imitates life. Life imitates art. And sometimes they be trying to give y'all the stories before y'all even get to the actual meat and potatoes. Thank you, Love is Wisdom. What you cooking? Thank you so much for the super chat. It says, Vu, did you see the story about the daycare worker tossing the baby up in the air causing brain and ear damage? No. Oh my God. Thank you for the super chat. No. Y'all better start staying at home with y'all children. Thank you. What you cooking? And Love Wisdom, thank you so much for the super chat. Says it was another video of a black boy left behind by his white friends on a lake, and a white family had to save him because he couldn't swim. I saw that on Twitter. But it goes to show you that listen, first of all, you got to deal with peer pressure amongst any group of people, but especially when it comes to kids, black kids in predominantly white situations, you got these white kids who have camaraderie amongst each other because they're all white. And you're the odd person out. They don't mind getting together and plotting on you because you're not one of them. The biggest trick in witchcraft is to make you believe that you and that cracker is the same. Y'all are not. You are a god. They are something else. But you still want to be on the level with them because this enemy done tricked you to believe that they are the level to be on. Y'all got to wake up. Y'all got to wake up. Now let's move on. Get the likes up on the video. Get the likes up on the video. Shout out to everybody in the building, bro. If you're new to the channel, please go ahead. Please go ahead and like the video, please, and subscribe to the channel, please, and thank you. I would definitely greatly appreciate each and every one of y'all for liking the video, subscribing, and letting the people know we around here Joce. And that's what a like does in the algorithm. It lets the people know that we are not, that we are around here going live. Now I want to let's get into some immigrant beef. All right. Now, remember we talked about how Black America isn't, first of all, let me start by this. America isn't the only place that are suffering with immigrant or immigration. Okay. This is something that is done all around the world, and it's strategic. This is chess. Remember, you got things, people, beings, whatever they are, that are sitting somewhere, literally moving the world around like chess pieces on the board. And part of those chess pieces or part of those moves is making sure to interrupt what they call society by implementing crap loads of immigrants into all places. And this is not just happening in America. This is happening in South Africa, North Africa, East Africa, West Africa. It's happening in the Caribbean. It's happening in South America. It's happening everywhere. It's kind of like upsetting the upset. Like, let's find a way to get these people all up in arms. It's probably another energy harvest, but even more than that, okay? So now, boom. You got all of these different immigrant or immigration issues going on around the world. But if you only worry about America, you won't know that. You'll think that we the only ones dealing with the immigrants that we're dealing with. But this is a systematic situation that is happening everywhere. And if y'all start looking into it, you will see it. Now, I did find, Asia too. Absolutely. This is that enemy. Remember, this enemy understands that its time is over. So what they're doing is taking last-ditch efforts to do whatever they can. It's kind of like, I knock this shit over before on my way out the door. That's what we dealing with the enemy. They just knocking shit over on their way out the door. And part of knocking shit over is this immigration situation that we all dealing with. Okay? Yes. Oh, and listen, not only that, Don Bird Keeper, not only does it change the social construct landscape, it erases. I think we got to understand how important this is. Because when you have a group of people that is aboriginal to a certain landmass, they have a significance and they literally have like what you call a legacy. They have something that you can go to, a tangible, something that you can say, that you can touch to say that these are a group of people that belong here. But when you take that same group of people who belong here, strip their identity, and then flood them with immigrants, all it does is causes erasure. It erases the people who were aboriginal and who were there first. And that is more important than any of this. Because if you erase a group of people, then they walk around like blind slaves, not conscious of nothing, dead, non-existing. So when you take a group of people who once were, and then you take their identities, or even if you don't take their identities, you flood other groups of people on top of them who would then go on to take their identity. What you're doing is erasing the original group of people. That is happening all across this world. Why you think immigration is so big? Why you think in South Africa, all of them damn people is marching in the streets? Let me show y'all. Because I don't see Black America, they keep us so distracted, so we won't know the importance of what's actually going on. Hold on. Let me show y'all. Because I need y'all to see it in real time. And I've showed y'all on this channel before. You want to know why South Africa has all of these people in the streets. A lot of y'all might feel like, well, Vu, them people need jobs. And they do. They absolutely need jobs. But it's bigger than that. It's one thing to have a money issue, but it's a whole other situation where you got groups of people who are literally coming in to steal my entire identity. South Africans understand that all of these immigrants that the system is pumping into their communities, not only is it hurting them financially, it is hurting them culturally. It is hurting them socially. It is hurting them as a group of people who have a distinct identity. Because if you start mixing everything up, you don't know what is what. Think about it like a Thanksgiving plate. You got some people who don't like their food to touch each other. Put a 3 in the chat. Then you got some people who like to mix all that shit up and eat it all at once and it look like slop. That's what we're dealing with people. The way society in the world should work is the food ain't supposed to touch each other. The chicken's supposed to be the chicken. The turkey's supposed to be the turkey. The dressing's supposed to be the dressing. And the ham's supposed to be the ham. You're not supposed to put this shit all up in one big bowl and mix it all up, because now I can't see the turkey. I don't even know if turkey is even in here. I don't even know if you put ham on here. What is this? Is it dressing? I can't tell. That's what you deal with when you dealing with all of this immigration all across the land. Now, let me just say this. We see South Africa cutting up. They understand the severity of what's going on. The reason why Black America hasn't cut up yet, we haven't quite grasped what's really going on. We haven't caught on yet. We have not caught. We right now, because we got a lot of fake ass leaders who got y'all believing that this is just some old internet culture shit. So right now, we windmilling on Twitter. We windmilling on TikTok. Oh, everybody want to be Black American. We think it's funny, but we don't understand how serious this is. We have no clue. Because if we did, we'll be cutting up worse than them damn South Africans. That's how I know we don't have a clue. But we are reactive people, and typically how it works is things have to go left for us to go, oh shit, and then we go. You see what I'm saying? And by that time, it's typically too late and woo-de-woo-de-woo-de-woo-de-woo. That's typical Black America. No shade, but it is what it is. So when you see South Africa hitting the streets, you got to understand they hitting the streets for a reason. They fighting for survival. We over here thinking we just fighting to say we created rap. No, what we need to be fighting for is survival. Now, why is this important? Let's get into a couple of the people all across the world who are dealing with these immigration issues. I told y'all about the Bahamas. I done been to the Bahamas. I know people out there. The Bahamians are tired of the Haitians. They are beyond tired of the Haitians. They want them gone, as they should, because the Bahamians are already a group of people who have been misidentified. They already have an issue with jobs. And then here come the government dropping off all of these goddamn Haitians, giving them their jobs. And guess what the Haitians gonna do? Because I'm starting to realize this about the Haitians. Y'all niggas like them Nigerians. They gonna start going around saying they the real Bahamians. And the Bahamian people been cutting up. Haitians in the Bahamas have not been safe. Not on average. Because if a Bahamian catch one of them Haitians running the streets, especially if he got one of their jobs, it's the Bahamas. They'll take a goddamn machete and off one of them niggas. This ain't America. This ain't America. When you start dealing with these islands and these other places, them people don't play like that. So them Haitians be staying out the way in the Bahamas because them Bahamians said if they catch one of them, it's up because they understand what's happening. Let's get into this video of the Bahamas, bro. And I know what I'm talking about because I physically was there. I physically seen it with my own eyes. Well, I ain't seen nobody get popped with no machete, but you know what I mean?
Too biggity. The Haitians have their country. The Bahamians have their country. And it is our country, and we could decide how we want to run our affairs.
Take a little bit too long. From they burn the Bahamian flag, they're supposed to be deported out here.
How our government could give them privilege to have Flag Day in the Bahamas. On top of that, they've actually disfigured our flag by burning it. They also had parades for their various leaders in the Bahamas.
When most of them come here, they've already gotten everything free. I mean, and some of them are they owned restaurants and fruit stands and all of this stuff. Why not have them pay their own ticket back?
When you come into this country legal, then you have your children, they born here illegal. You understand? It becomes now a burden on the country that they exist in.
Additionally, there are many Bahamians who feel that governments of the day took far too long to deal with this immigration problem, which has enabled illegal migrants to feel that they are more than equal in this country.
And let me say this, shout out to my Caribbean brothers and sisters. Y'all prime ministers be worth 2 nickels. The prime ministers out there be the ones that's really causing all of this. And the prime minister to the Caribbean is like the president to America. They be having prime ministers that be in bed with all of these different people. Let me tell you something. Them Haitians was dropped off on purpose, giving all of your resources on purpose, giving a flag day on purpose. All of that is done for social eruption. They want y'all to go crazy. I'm telling you what they want. They want a big ass race war, not just in America. They want it everywhere. They literally want it everywhere. And one thing I give to South Africa, shout out to South Africa, bro. One thing I give to them people, they with the shits. They don't care. Look at them people in South Africa. Them people not playing in South Africa. And to the nigga I know that was in the Bahamas, him and his little partner was talking about it. And the dude that I was talking about don't look like he a killer. I don't know that to be a fact. I don't know. He didn't look like a killer. But the nigga who was with him, that motherfucker looked up at me and said, I hate him. He said, and if I catch one of them, it's going to be a problem. I said, damn. I didn't even know the Haitians was beefing with them niggas. I'm telling you now, them island people hit different, bro. Them people don't play like that. Them people do not play like that. Them people will off your ass and put you in that goddamn water and nobody will find you. America, Black America, we the only ones that's behind on this totem pole. I'm not saying we supposed to go crazy and go into war or nothing. I'm saying we don't understand the severity of what's going on, but other countries do. Let me show you this other video. Hold on. Let me show you this other video. And I done been around killers. I know killers when I see them. And when his partner, the boy who I know from the Bahamas, when his other Bahamian partner was like, if I catch one of them, it's going to be a problem. And he was like, I hate him. It was the way he said, I was like, yeah. He mean that shit. It was just something on him. I said, whatever he say he going to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? And you feel me? At any rate, let me show y'all this video. Hold on. Let me show y'all this video of the Jamaicans. Now, the Jamaicans is going through the same thing. I'm pretty sure y'all seen this video. If you haven't, we're going to get into it now. Now, let's get into this Jamaican. The Jamaicans talking about immigration.
Yes, I decree that had to go to the United States Embassy and find out that them people are coming out with your country. The government lied to us. That is an act of treason and untrue, mental illness. And the government must resign to their prison to treason on the interview done. Amen.
That man right. He said that's an act of treason. It is, because y'all prime minister is the one letting them in. It says Jamaicans are pushing back their government agreed to take immigrants, Haitians, from America. Oh my God. Before Jamaicans regurgitate TikTok talking points about Haiti freeing us, please look up the Maitland Convention. Haiti signed a treaty to ensure Jamaicans stayed enslaved. Again, Maitland Convention, we of all people is not obligated. Oh, wow. So now the Haitians, no, the Jamaicans is saying, fuck the Haitians, because them niggas signed a treaty to keep them in slavery. Oh, my God. But let me be clear. Y'all got to understand history. The Haitians that they're speaking about aren't Black Haitians. The Haitians that they are speaking about during this time is probably the white ones, the ones who came in and invaded Haiti. Just maybe out of curiosity. But them Haitians, them Jamaicans ain't playing. Let me show y'all this. It's even happening with the clears. Look at the clears in Australia. Now, this one is in Minnesota, but that was 23 weeks ago. Hold on. Look at the UK.
Look at that, people. It is insane. Absolutely insane up here.
I'm saying all that to say this is something happening systematically. This is something done on purpose, simultaneously to everybody. They want social eruption. They want us all to wig out and take each other out. I swear to God. That is why all across this world, they putting different people where they don't belong. And not only are these people going here, these people are also lying and swearing to God that they are the people that they claim that are the people of the land that they're claiming. Like the Jamaican or the Haitian, the Bahamian lady said, they around here burning our flags and shit, which is hella disrespectful. They around here burning our flags and then they get a flag day. This is set up by design, y'all. Immigration is not just a problem on Black America. It's a problem across the world, but I don't care about the world. I'm worried about Black America. I don't think we understand the severity of this immigration shit. For us, Black America is way bigger than the land, which is big. For us, we're dealing with groups of people who are actively destiny swapping with us, actively saying that we are not who we are and that they are the original, that we are the copies and they are the original, that everything that we have, everything that we created, everything that we do, there's a group of people from anywhere across the world swearing to God that it comes from them. That is theft. That is genocide. It's theft and it's genocide. You're stealing culture from a group of people who's saying, hey, this belongs to us. Not only is it theft of culture, it is theft of identity, Black America. Because if they say that they are the real people, then you don't exist. So if your dances are African, then you as a person don't exist. You just a plain old African. If your food is African, then that means you as a person don't exist because it all belongs to Africa. So you see what I'm saying? That's why every time you turn around on the internet, it's another foreigner swearing to God, oh, that came from here. Oh, that came from... It's theft. It's what it is. It's theft. It's textbook theft. But the most important theft that we need to be worried about is the theft of our identity. They're actively stealing our essence and our identity right in front of our face, and we don't even know it. Because unlike South Africa, unlike the Haiti and the Bahamas and all them different people, we the chosen. We the ones that make all this shit run. That's why everybody laying a stake on our claim. That's why everybody, I don't give a damn white, black, green, or blue. Everybody always say, oh, that came from us. Oh, that, because they understand who we are. We the only ones don't know yet. We don't know yet. We don't know yet. Now let's get into Black America's not being immigrants, okay? Now we spoke about this yesterday. We spoke about this yesterday when I showed y'all the video from the lady who said she spoke to a geneticist and they cannot trace Black Americans back to any people in Africa. And I'm telling you, the reason being is because you're not African. Now, for those of you who believe that you are African, I implore you guys, if you believe that you are truly African, do your genealogy, find that African bloodline and trace that. So that you can come back with your documentation and say, here go my great-great-granddaddy Matumbo right here. And he married an African, and then they had African babies. And look, Matumbo Jr., right? Until you can do that, 95% of Black America have zero African descent. But remember, the new grift is you're African. And why do they want you to believe that you're African? So that they can say that they are American. We're back to destiny swapping. If you agree that you're an African, then they get to say that they are an American. Let me put it to y'all like this. Say there's a group of people, and this group of people is just the bee's knees, right? But this group of people is so popular, this group of people is known all across the world, right? Okay, so now you got this group of people known all across the world, and then you got other groups of people who envy said group of people, because this is a real story. The only way for that group of people to be subjugated, especially if you can't physically beat them, is to trick them mentally, right? How do you trick them mentally? You make them believe things that are not true. If you tell them that they are foreigners, then it makes it easier for me to say that the land and those things belong to me. So for instance, it's kind of like if I walked up in a house and me and somebody there and I'd be like, this your house? And they'd be like, no. This your house? And I'd be like, no. Now we can fight it out about whose house it is. And it could go to either one of us because it's not none of our houses. It's the same thing with America. We don't know that the house belongs to us. We live in here in America and we don't realize that we are the real owners of this home. So what are we tricked to believe? We're tricked to believe that all these other peoples are foreigners as well as we are, and we're all just cohabitating together. That's not true. That's the furthest thing from the truth. That's the trick they use to let you or to help you let them steal from you. If you believe you're a foreigner, then you can't say nothing about them being a foreigner. And Black America, this is why they keep tagging Africa on your back. Because if you are African, then that means that this land don't belong to you. And if you're African, everything that you created belongs to Africa. Also, if you're African and you can't tie your lineage back to the land, you don't know who you are. But I do. That makes you least or less than me. Because I know who I am. You don't know who you are. That puts me in charge. African. All you African Americans who can't trace your lineage back to nobody, no land, no nothing. Every time you say I'm an African American, you're saying you're less than the actual African because they know who they are, allegedly. So keep saying you're African. Keep having your ethnogenesis and saying you was a mutt mixed up with a whole bunch of people and that you're African. Keep saying that. Every time you do that, you help them to steal your identity. Okay? Now, let's get into Black Americans not being immigrants because you are not. And it is high time, that you understood that, overstood it, and understood it. Because and when you get that part, then you'll be able to stop this witchcraft we dealing with. But until you catch this, you'll never figure this part out. So I got this video I want to show y'all. Shout out to this sister. Let's get into it, y'all. Get the likes up on the video, please, and thank you. I sure appreciate y'all. And I don't want to hear nothing about no DNA testing. That shit is fake.
You know, another thing that I peeped, immigrants can't comprehend that there's Americans here that are not immigrants. They really just can't get it. At my old job, I remember it was a story that popped up and we were asking each other like where we all were from and this, that, and the third. And I was like, damn, a lot of y'all really people's migrated here or whatever. And so I decided to ask my coworkers the other day, like, where are they from? Because I remember one of the girls saying that her mom was from like England. And so she was like, so where are you from? Asking another coworker. He was like, well, my people's is from Trinidad, but I was born here. I'm American. She said, well, no, you're an immigrant. I said, well, damn, that means you're an immigrant too. And so they're asking me like, yo, where's your mom from? I said, here. Where's your dad from? Here. Where's your grandparents from? Here. And I was like, we've been tracing ours and ours has always been here. So she was like, well, you could be like American Indian or some sort. And I was like, maybe, like, and so you can tell by her face, they was like, I'm like, at some point, y'all got to realize that the top 1%, the elites have been lying to y'all about who's who.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we can't get deported. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think they really want to deport us for real, because they know
they can't.
We're fully capable of. There were building structures and shit already here.
Mm-hmm.
We're no aliens. They done pulled a switcheroo, and I think that's why so many people are mad. Because they thought we were considered immigrants. We don't get all that immigrant stuff.
We don't get none of
that
it.
Stuff. So, I don't know, man, but I think when the truth come out, it's going to be too late. We tried to tell you that these people that are in charge have been lying.
Yes.
But some of us don't have the immigrant story. Like, we literally, parents, we can trace back to being here.
Shout out to the sister. Like she said, some of us don't understand. Most of us don't have an immigrant story because we're not immigrants. But until we do the genealogy to know that, we won't know it. And like she said, she's speaking to people who are foreigners. Then she said a clear girl said you might be an American Indian. They know. And by the time Black America figures it out, it's going to be way too late. I promise you. Because you don't understand that you're being tricked. You've literally been tricked. And they got a lot of key players that make sure you're tricked every single day. A lot of y'all faves come on this internet and make sure y'all continue to be tricked every single day. Look at this white boy telling y'all. Look at the white boy. Let's let the white boy say it.
No, Black Americans are American. They are not African. The vast majority of Black Americans living here today are American descendants of slavery. And because of this legacy of slavery, their connections to Africa are so distant and they have been severed that they do not have any real connections to it today.
Pause. He's repeating. First of all, slavery, stop starting our history as slavery, number one. Number two, we are not African because we didn't come off no slave ships. There's no slave ship to show, so we didn't come off no slave ship. So we're not disconnected from Africa because that's where our history started. That's another thing. Stop disrespecting your ancestors, saying everything started as slavery because it didn't. Number one. Number two, sounds like he's just repeating. I didn't even listen to the rest of this. Let me let him finish.
Nationality-wise, culture-wise, and everything else, they are American, not African. In fact, even the concept of ethnicity, their ethnicity would be Black American, not some form of African. And no, race does not make them African. Race is a social construct, and it's a pseudoscientific one at that. Not to mention, all human beings have their origins in Africa, depending on how far back we go. So that's
another major lie. Stop saying that all human beings trace back to Africa. That is a lie. Melanated people are aboriginal to this entire earth. They got people who are in Australia, been there since the beginning of Australia's time. They got people in North America who's been in North America since the beginning of North America's time, and Africa and all these other places as well. That is also another grift, because if you believe that Africa is the motherland and the plug to all of this shit, then everything you do still goes back to Africa. That's also witchcraft. Don't believe that. Do not believe that. That's a lie from the pits of hell.
Higher concept of what we have to consider the blacks African is just racism. Black Americans are American just like I am an American. I am not a European American. I have literally no connections to Europe at all. I am American, and so are Black Americans. Quit trying to divide people by the color of their skin, and instead let people identify as they please.
See what he doing there. He trying to save face. He trying to kiss the ass of niggas just in case. Ain't gonna work, cracker white boy. Where's you from? You a foreigner too. Like he said, he's European, but you'll never hear a white person call themselves a European American. Because in their minds, this land belonged to them just off the strength. You will never hear a white person call themselves a European American. That's why I always ask them, what part of Europe y'all from? Oh, yeah, I jump off the window. What part of Europe y'all from? Huh? Yeah, what part of Europe y'all from? Your mama, your grandma. Which one of them came off the boat? What part of Europe y'all from? I asked him. He's trying to save face. There's a lot of miseducation in here. But either way, he has a point. Black Americans are not Africans. Even ethnicity-wise, we're not Africans. Scientifically, we are not Africans. Genetically, we don't have the same genes. The only thing we share phenotypically, meaning physically, is melanin. It's the only thing we share. We don't share the same skulls. We don't share the same blood. We don't share the same nothing. An African scientifically is not the same as a Black American. Argue with your mom. Science could tell you that. On paper or period, an African is completely different from a Black American. Why you think you need shots when you go to Africa, stupid? Y'all not the same. They don't need shots when they come over here. You need shots when you go over there. Why you think that is? Y'all are not the same. Them mosquitoes bite them, they're going about their business. One of them mosquitoes bite your ass, it's going to be slow singing and flower bringing. You are not the same. You are not the same. And I don't want nobody to come on here and say, well, that's stupid. That's probably only because they've been there. No. We talking about genes. We talking about genetics. We talking about science. Even science dictates that the African is a completely different being than the Black American. Look it up. I'm not making this shit up. I'm not just talking out the side of my neck. Look it up. You're not the same. You've never been the same. The fact that you believe you are the same is witchcraft. It's the Jedi mind trick that most people kept falling for and still fall for in 2026. You're not the same. You, Black America, are American. That's it. That's all. Everybody outside of Black America, white, black, green, or blue, are all foreigners. The only real people who belong here, who this land is for, where we come from, is Black America. Everybody else is foreigners. Everybody. And let me show you how bad these foreigners are. Let me look at this tether. Now, I'm born and raised in New Orleans. Been in New Orleans all my life. Here come this tether practicing paper genocide, or what I call it, internet genocide, if you want to call it that. Now here come his black ass swearing to God that when he went to New Orleans and he said it was already Creole, he said it was already Creoles, and when he's in New Orleans it feels like Senegal. This is also genocide, because if he's trying to make it seem like New Orleans is full of Creoles and full of Africans, and that's not the truth. Most people, Black Americans in New Orleans, do not have any Caribbean, any African lineage, period. I'm going to say it again. Most Black Americans in the city of New Orleans have 0 immigrants in their family. None. And I'm born there, raised there. No Haitians, no Africans, none of that. But if you let social studies teach you, New Orleans is full of old Haitians. Bullshit. First of all, the Haitians who came to New Orleans were not black, they were white. And they were running from them black Haitians who ran them up out of there. But the way paper genocide works is they lied and said it was a bunch of black Haitians that came to New Orleans to paper genocide the people who were already there. Them Creoles and them French and them Black Americans were already there. Oh, and by the way, the black people, the French were black too. They were already in New Orleans long before any of these people come. But again, you're literally watching theft. Watch this black African dude say that New Orleans reminded him of Senegal. Let's get into it. This is theft. We're witnessing actual theft.
I first moved to New Orleans, quite frankly, I didn't know nothing about the history between Senegal and New Orleans, the connection that they had. Started reading.
I'm born in New Orleans, and I've studied all the history of New Orleans. I've studied New Orleans history. I studied Louisiana history. I studied African history. I studied African American history. I've studied American history. I've studied all world history. I took them all, and I've never heard of Senegal in New Orleans. And I'm born and raised in New Orleans. I've never heard of Senegal in New Orleans. Never. Until today. Let's get into it.
As mentioned earlier, books like High and Hog, Beyond Gumbo, about that Jessica Harris, learning a little bit about Tremaine, Creole Feast, right? And really realizing that New Orleans, one point in time, was a French territory, right? Senegal was largely colonized by French, and there was a direct link between Senegal and New Orleans, right? So a lot of...
He's saying because Senegal was colonized by French, and French resided in New Orleans, that's the connection?
People that came from a lot of enslaved that were held in Rhode Island, which we got a story there in a dish, and I'll speak of that another time because I think it would take up all the time. But what I would say is there's a direct connection between the two, right? Mm-hmm. And a lot of those people are not. And funny enough, I say this: a lot of before they arrived to New Orleans, to me, they were already Creole. Because when I think of Creole, to me, it's mixture people that come together and create something, right? So these folks were not only from Wolof, because Senegal, the native language is Wolof. They had folks from Fulanis, Andinke, Tukulor.
Look at how he just wrote us out the story. Now he's saying all of them people in New Orleans was all of these different Africans. Look at how he just fucking wrote us out the story. He started by saying because the French resided in New Orleans and the French were in charge of Senegal, now he's saying that all of these people is all these. Look at how he writing us out of the story, stealing our whole identity in front of us. This African nigga lying like a dog. I ain't never heard none of this shit. And I'm born and raised in New Orleans all my motherfucking life. What? This is the first time I'm ever hearing any of this. So now all of a sudden, all of the people that was in New Orleans, now they all Africans. He's listing off the names, but you don't understand how bad this is. Because if he says that all of them niggas in New Orleans is Africans, that means that's not niggas. That means niggas don't exist. That means there were no Black Americans in New Orleans, and that's a lie. It's a lie from the pits of fucking hell. This is what they do. And you think this is just a regular random clip on Instagram. No, they're going to write this in history as if it is real. And when they write it, it is so. Because so many of us are followers, we don't do no research. We just going to go with whatever they write. We watching them steal our identity right in our faces. We don't understand the severity of what is going on. I know we don't, because if we did, we'd be losing our fucking minds. The only place in America that has deep-rooted indigenous culture, the only place in the entire North America that still holds on to ancient culture from thousands of years, here come an African coming in to tell y'all it's all Senegal and Haiti. Kiana said, I just ignored them. That's the problem. That's why we're here. That's exactly why we're here. Because so many people before us just ignored them until they started saying it's the real truth. And people buying into it. I understand what's going on. Let me calm down. Y'all gonna get it or y'all not. It just is what it is.
These are all different cultures. When they came here, they brought their cultures with them. And funny enough is that a lot of dishes that we love here in New Orleans, you know, let's just say a lot of the 5 dishes that we all know that you could trace it back to New Orleans. You go to Senegal, you find those same dishes. Wow. What changes is the ingredients, but the one pot cooking stay the same. Okra, one pot. Jambalaya, one pot. Senegal, we have this called, chebujin, which is known as, some people call it jollof, our neighbor countries, but New Orleans is known as jambalaya. You go to Dawson, known as Hap and John, right? You go domada, which is like a tomato-based sauce. New Orleans has etouffee sauce, right? You have soup kanye, which is the okra soup I talked about. We have a beignet, which is exactly, New Orleans call it beignets. So it's like, I really feel like I'm in Senegal, honestly.
Yeah. So this African man has literally turned New Orleans into Senegal. He's literally stolen our food. He's stolen our language. He's stolen our culture. And y'all just think this is just some random shit on the internet. That's the problem. Black America, I ain't about to beat no dead horse. Let me just say this, because I don't want to I'm not about to tongue wrestle with niggas. It's going to be a separation. Those of us who know what the fuck going on and doing things accordingly, we going to be over here. The rest of the niggas that just don't want to get it, y'all going to have to stay over there. On my soul, on everything I love. We're watching these people steal from us, and it's not okay. They're stealing everything that ain't fucking screwed to the ground. And y'all just randomly running amok all across the world like nothing is happening. Y'all really acting like this shit is just some internet shit. Okay. And let me debunk him right quick. So all of the people claiming that the Haitians are the ones in New Orleans, like I told y'all, the Haitians who came to New Orleans were white. They were not black. The people who were in New Orleans were already American Indians. That's why you see all of the second lines and all of that shit still popping off today. The things we're doing now are things we did 1,000 years ago. New Orleans is one of the last places you can find true, authentic American Indian culture. New Orleans, I want to say the Geechees and a few other places. But New Orleans is one of the main places where that's all we got. That's all we fucking got. It's like the only house key. And to have these Africans continuously come over here, because I know they all working for the same people, continuously come over here and just take, and y'all don't see the severity of it until it's too late. I swear to God, it's gonna be a problem. And y'all ain't, when by the time you niggas wake up to see what's going on, you niggas ain't gonna be able to breathe. On my soul, cultural and identity theft. That's what we're dealing with. 90 going west from all of these fucking Africans and everybody else too. And let me show you this video. Look at this video of this man. Shout out to this brother who actually explains who were the Haitians the Creoles in America, in New Orleans during the time. And I've already done the research on this. I figured this shit out in college when I did the research to figure out where all these Haitians came from. And I started looking it up to realize it was mostly clear Haitians, and they wasn't even Haitians. They were really clears running from Europe. They ran to Haiti. And then once them Haitians started kicking their ass, a bunch of them clear Haitians ran their ass right here to Louisiana. Shout out to the Black French who helped them. But if you let history retell the narrative, History will tell you that a whole bunch of black Haitians came to New Orleans, and that's where the culture come from. It's another way of theft. It's a lie. Let's get into this, brother. Y'all get the lights up.
Not true. And I'm gonna give you several reasons why it's not true. The first reason why this is not true is because there was already a Creole being developed in Louisiana.
Yes.
Before any quote unquote 10,000 Haitians arrived in New Orleans in the 1790s. The second reason is most of the people that came to the Louisiana territory in the 18th century came from what is modern day Senegal and Mali. The third reason why this is not true is that when I say 10,000 quote unquote Haitians came to New Orleans in the 1790s, is because those 10,000 quote unquote Haitians were not Haitians. For the most part, they were Saint-Domingue refugees during the Haitian Revolution. Essentially, these was white folks that was leaving because they were scared of y'all. So to say that 10,000 Haitians came to Louisiana or came to New Orleans on a surface level seems pretty logical and seems correct. It seemed right. But when you actually look at it, these was not the Haitians that we know today coming to New Orleans. These was the refugees that was colonizing y'all, and then y'all fought back, kicked them out, and then they went to other French territories. Okay, I think there's a general perception about the United States that is because the United States is perceived to not have a culture. Anytime you hear anything that has to do with culture coming out of the United States, then you say to yourself, no, it just has to be because of somebody else, which is disrespectful to Louisiana Creoles and also disrespectful to American Creoles or Atlantic Creoles or Southern American Creoles, what you know as Black people today. And all of this is documented in the book, Africans in Colonial Louisiana. I've addressed this before. And the first time I addressed it, I was essentially scolded online by a lot of Haitian descendant people. And the reason why I've decided to address this again is because this speaks to a bigger problem that we have in our community, okay? Us as Negro people, we are the people of the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
And because we are the people of the Most High, we have an option to be blessed or to be cursed, to love him with all our heart, soul, and strength, and to love our neighbors as ourselves. If we do that, we'll be blessed. But if we don't do that, we'll be cursed. And so evidently, because of us ending up over here during the slave trade, because of us disobeying, right, and facing the many trials that we face, it is evident that we are a cursed people. And a part of that curse is us having an evil eye towards one another. We see this in the Louisiana Creole community. We see this in what is seen as the African American community. And we also see this amongst ourselves, from Louisiana Creoles to Haitians to all over. We essentially hate one another. We have an evil eye towards one another. Okay. And so people will hear all of this information and will still decide to jump in the comments and insult me. Though I do not insult Haiti, I respect every Haitian person. I respect every person that I see on what we know as planet Earth. Okay. But people still decide to attack and still decide to kill. And that is something that needs to be addressed among our people, because we think that because we have these social media sites and we never gonna see these people, that we have a right and a responsibility even to insult and attack one another. It makes us spiritually insensitive. It makes us look like a laughingstock before the entire world, and it keeps us from progressing. So if we want to progress as a people, then one thing that we need to do is start to have respect and love for one another, and that being the very baseline. Okay, so peace to the sister that commented this. I don't know you, I have no ill will towards you, but I wanted to misinformation that you did post under my post, so that anybody following me will not be led astray by any amount of misinformation and then discouraged from learning the language of Louisiana Creole and getting back into their culture.
Let me say this. In New Orleans and in Louisiana, especially the southern region of Louisiana, there were Black Creoles, there were Black French, there were Black Americans. What happened was, Once the colonization happened and the clears came over and they got to rewriting history, they started making it seem like the black people who were here were either slaves or Haitians, because they knew that a bunch of white Haitians came here in 1790, but but we didn't know that in 2026 or in whatever year we're in. So what did they use? Use the fact that some, and I don't even believe 10,000 white Haitians, and they weren't Haitians, but I don't believe 10,000 of them crackers came here. I don't believe that. I believe it was some, but I don't believe it was 10,000. They love upping the numbers to make it seem like it's something worse than what it was. It kind of helps with the witchcraft. But they sent the white Haitians over here, but wrote on paper it was the black Haitians. Now we got black Haitians in America that love going around repeating what they read. They don't have no family history to corroborate any of this shit. Now, if you ever run across a Haitian, ask them what is the family history or what is the family folklore about the Haitians that came to America. I bet you they can't tell you. Because they didn't come. Remember, America didn't allow Haitians, especially black Haitians, in until what, 10 years ago? They some of the newest immigrants we got. The black ones. But if you let his story tell you, it'll tell you that it was a whole bunch of black Haitians to make up the black Americans who were here. And I'm telling you that that is a lie, and it is a lie used for paper genocide to erase us from our culture. This is why when you go to New Orleans right now, it's the most beautiful, most cultured place you will ever go. Most black Americans from all over the world come to New Orleans and they find a sense of home. That's because obviously we can't be foreigners if you feel like home when you get here. If you could watch a second line on TikTok and get something from it, we can't be foreigners. We gotta be one of you. But it's a way for them to take us out of the picture and insert all of these people. It's a huge destiny swap. It's just that black Americans don't know that we the ones being swapped with. We just don't know it yet. We ain't caught on yet. Either way, I'm saying all that to say, y'all, do all the research on your own. Anything that I spoke about today, please do yourself your own due diligence and go back and do the research on anything that I said, and always use your discernment. But let me just say this, Black America, if you don't do nothing, do that goddamn genealogy. That's going to be the sword that saved your life. I swear to God, that genealogy is going to be the only thing save you niggas. And y'all going to wish y'all listened to me on everything I love and schoolyard. Y'all gonna wish y'all listen to me. Y'all better do that genealogy. Okay. Let me read this super chat. Simply Monique, thank you so much for the super chat. Says Bahamas don't like Jamaica neither. They say the best Jamaican is the what? Is the best Jamaican? I know what you was trying to say. Well, no shade, and I'm not trying to start no Caribbean war, but none of the Caribbeans like the Jamaicans. Not by and large. As a matter of fact, I will go out on a limb to say that most of the Caribbeans hate the Jamaicans. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a Caribbean, so don't get me the line, but I'm telling you, I done been out there. Most of the Caribbeans hate the Jamaicans. So, yeah, there goes that. And I've talked to him. You know, I talked to him. And I talked to one dude in Antigua, and he said the reason why they don't like the Jamaicans, he said, because they think he said that the Jamaicans think that they are high and mighty. He didn't use those words, but I guess something like high and mighty. He said, and they think that, he said, they got a taste of America and they look at the rest of us as if we're less than. I never forget it. That was the boy from Antigua told me. He said they don't rock with none of them. He said, I ain't gonna tell you what he said. No shade. But I ain't starting no beef. I ain't starting no Caribbean beef. I love me a good oxtail. I love me some oxtails and some plantains. I don't want no smoke with the Caribbean people. I'll be out there too much. I don't want no smoke with them people. I love the Caribbean people. Shout out to y'all. I'm just telling y'all what the rest of the Caribbean people said, okay? With that being said, let me hop up off of here. I love y'all. I'll come back live at the dollhouse for something or another. I'll see y'all later. Make sure y'all love on each other and pay the information forward. Help another Black American to understand who we are and spread the word about genealogy. I love y'all. Peace.
Can you hear me now? Oh, let's go! It's your boy Big Chew, the voice of the beat. You know what I won't blaze up. Come on, blaze up.
It's a beat for me.
Wow, 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 for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we live. For your boy. For your boy. Also for your boy. Fix it for your boy. Drop it for your, lift it up.
Mr. Carroll, how you give the voodoo doll time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.